Hi everyone, good afternoon and a very warm welcome to Thorough Newspaper Analysis. Today is 6th of May and this entire video series is brought to you by LawSikho. As far as the agenda for today is concerned, first we have the article that was published in the Indian Express. This is titled as Cure, Don't Criminalize. See here essentially the author, this is in respect of the recent development whereby one of the states is considering legalizing cannabis cultivation. So the authors, they're trying to put forth a case that criminalization is not the solution because this is increasing the drug dependency in our nation and the world across. The cure, the rehabilitation of the drug users is the solution. Next up, we take up the news update segment. This is going to be followed by the legal news update segment for today. So now we start off with the article titled as Cure, Don't Criminalize. See here essentially first we talk about the recent development. Then we dive into the drug dependency of India and we look at some of the figures that are listed here on your screens to understand the gravity of this problem. And thirdly, we talk about why criminalization it hurts. See, recently the state of Himachal Pradesh, it is reportedly considering joining the leagues of states such as Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Uttarakhand. These are the states where cannabis cultivation it is legalized. The plant, it has use of pharmacology industry, which is essentially catering to the pharma and medicine industry. However, as far as law is concerned, the production, possession and consumption of the same, it is criminalized in NDPS Act. The criminalization, it was initially seen as a tool to tackle the problem of drug abuse across the world. However, as is the world experience been shown, that this has increased the drug dependency. As far as India is concerned, nearly 3.1 crore people, they have used cannabis in the last 1 year, and 72 lakh people, they need help to address the cannabis related issues and their dependency. See, the law, the criminalization, it also has one more facet to it, which is that it increases the chances of pre-trial incarceration of the drug users, and also they often lack access to de-addiction centers. So this enhances the social stigma that is attached to drug abuse. And in the year 2001, there has been an amendment in the NDPS Act, which as per the authors, this is a welcomed step. Why? Because it has bifurcated the quantity that is recovered from an accused under the NDPS Act into two categories. One, we have the small amount, and second, we have the commercial quantity of the contraband. Commercial quantity contraband, it attracts severe provisions. There are certain restrictions on bail. So it reverses the rule that we follow in the criminal jurisprudence, which is that it makes jail a rule and bail an exception. So as far as this amendment is concerned, the authors are saying that this is a welcome step in distinguishing between drug users and drug traffickers. However, you would know that the possession of drug for personal consumption or for consuming it for recreational purposes, it still remains an offense in our country. And such cases, they constitute a massive amount of 60% of the NDPS cases. And also these people, most of them, they come from the socially and economically backward classes. And therefore, the authors are saying that putting the drug users behind the bars, it only lengthens the rehabilitation process and it makes them peddlers. So there is a stark difference between how law and the public health systems, they look at drug users. The NDPS Act and the strict provisions or phrases that it has made use of, they make jail a rule and bail an exception. In the year 2001, there were certain recommendations given by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. By virtue of these recommendations, it is sought to decriminalize possession of small quantities of drug. Why? So that users, they could be treated as victims instead of offenders. The criminalization of drug users, it undermines their social well-being and it results in the wastage of precious time of criminal justice machinery by clogging the already burdened courts. So with this, we dive into the next segment for today. And now we proceed to the national news segment for today. The first update is with respect to a ranking that was issued by under the Swachh Bharat mission. So Wayanad, which is a district in Kerala, it has become the very first open defection free district in India. It is followed by Mancherial district in Maharashtra and by Anuppur in the state of Madhya Pradesh. The Open Defection Free program, it is a part of the Swachh Bharat mission, which was launched in October of 2014. Next up, we have an update from the state of UP. So the government of UP, it is planning to establish Ramaland in Ayodhya, which is modeled on Disneyland principles. In order to position Ayodhya as a global tourism hotspot, the government of UP, it is planning to develop a theme park by the name of Ramaland. This is modeled on Disneyland and its purpose is to narrate stories of Lord Ram. With Ramaland, the tourism department is looking to attract children and adults alike to showcase the legendary tales from Ramayana in the template of learning with entertainment. The third update is also with respect to the launch of logo mascot of Khelo India University. So the Union Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports, Shri Anurag Thakur, he has launched the official logo, the mascot, the torch, the anthem and the jersey of Khelo India University Games of 2022. This was done on the auspicious occasion of Buddha Purnima in Lucknow. The 12-day-long Khelo India University Games of 2022, it is going to see athletes competing in around 21 sporting disciplines across 4 cities. As far as the official logo is concerned, it represents the rich heritage of UP, while the mascot Jitu, it represents Barasinga, which is an incredible mammal that embodies the very spirit of these games. Next up, we have an update about Prasar Bharati dropping reference to AIR. Public broadcaster Prasar Bharati, it has decided to drop references to its radio service as All India Radio, and it is going to substitute it with Akashvani as was mentioned in law. The Prasar Bharati Broadcasting Corporation of India Act of 1990, it mentions that Akashvani means the offices, the stations and other establishments by whatever name they be called, which immediately before the appointed day formed part of or they were under the Director General, All India Radio of the Union Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Moving on to the next update. RBI and Bank for International Settlements Innovation Hub, they've jointly announced the 4th edition of G20 TechSprint. RBI has stated that this year's TechSprint, it is going to focus on developing innovative technology solutions for cross-border payments. This competition, it is open for developers from around the world, and the results for the same are going to be announced at the final event, which is scheduled for the month of either August or September this year. And with this, we proceed to the international segment for today. Here in this segment, the first update is coming from Britain. So Britain is about to start free trade with New Zealand and Australia. Britain's free trade agreements with New Zealand and Australia, they will come, they're going to come into force by the end of this month. This deal, it is going to unlock new opportunities for businesses and for investors across New Zealand and the United Kingdom. This is going to drive growth, job opportunities, and most importantly, build a more prosperous future for the next generations to come. Scientists have recently discovered leftovers from the universe's first very stars. Using the ESO's Very Large Telescope, researchers have found, for the very first time, fingerprints left by explosions of the first stars in the universe. They detected 3 distinct gas clouds whose chemical composition matches what we expect from the first stellar explosion. Researchers think that the first stars that formed in the universe, they were very different from the stars that we see today. And why? Because they were mostly composed of hydrogen and helium, which is the simplest chemical elements in the nature. Next up, we have an update with respect to World Athletics Day. So it is celebrated on May 7th every year, and this was established by the International Amateur Athlete Federation in the year 1996. On this particular day, the IAF, it organizes several competitions and tournaments for the purpose of engaging people in various sporting activities and exercises. Michael Douglas, he is about to receive Honorary Palme d'Or at Cannes. Veteran Hollywood star Michael Douglas, he will be felicitated with the Honorary Palme d'Or at the 76th Cannes Film Festival. Douglas will be recognized for his brilliant career as well as for his contribution to cinema. In a statement, he stated that it is an honor to return to the prestigious film gala and to attend the opening ceremony. As far as his work is concerned, he delivered the incredible hits such as The China Syndrome, Wall Street, Fatal Attractions, to name a few. And this has brought us to the last segment for today, which is the legal update segment. The first update is coming from the Allahabad High Court, which has held that a proclaimed offender is not barred from filing an anticipatory bail application. The High Court observed that a proclaimed offender is not barred from filing an anticipatory bail application under Section 438 of the CRPC. The bench further observed that neither Section 82 nor Section 438 of the CRPC it imposes any sort of restriction in filing the anticipatory bail application by a proclaimed offender. The name of this particular matter is Udit Arya versus State of UP. Next, we have an update from Patna High Court. So the High Court of Patna has held that arbitration agreement which is executed by joint venture, it cannot be invoked by its constituents. The High Court ruled that an arbitration agreement which is executed by a joint venture, it cannot be invoked by the constituents of the said joint venture, since they cannot be considered as a party to the arbitration agreement. While dealing with the petition under Section 11 of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act of 1996, seeking for appointment of arbitrator, the bench held that only the joint venture could invoke arbitration since it was a separate legal entity. The name of this particular case is Messrs. REW Contracts Private Limited versus Bihar State Power Transmission Company Limited and another. And with this, we've come to an end for the TNA for today. In case you want to get access to the free study materials or the TNA slides that we use in this video, please feel free to join our Telegram channel, and for the very same purpose, you may scan the barcode here or you may click on the link which is provided in the description. These are the point of contacts in case you want to get in touch with LawSikho. Also, the quiz which is based on yesterday's TNA, it is made available in the description of this very video. That's all we have for today. Thank you for being with us.